Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today we are back in Warframe after a bunch of days of me missing because real life stuff, which sucks. But that's now a thing of the past, hopefully. So we're back into Warframe to try one of the new things added with this update, which is the Vinquibus. This is not your usual weapon because it's actually a 2-in-1, yes. This is both a primary and a melee weapon. You'll be able to mod each of these versions separately, and they do swap between the two modes pretty much without any little change or any animation or anything. It's just you have both at the same time and you're just swinging your big rifle as a melee weapon whenever you have to, which is pretty cool. And they are both incredibly powerful. But that's enough introductions for now, so let's jump into the build. Starting from the base stats, we can see that both of the forms for this weapon have the same crit chance, crit damage and status chance, but the damage number changes from 260 on melee to 400 on the primary form. The primary form also has a fire rate of 1.5, a magazine of 8, and the range disposition is only 1 out of 5 because it's a new weapon. In melee form, the weapon has an attack speed of 1, a range of 3 meters, and in this form you'll also be able to fire the weapon with one of the combos, which is pretty cool, although it will not be as good as the primary form because it takes into account the melee mode, so it's a bit different. Another unique thing with this weapon is that the polarization you now have on your weapon will be reflected on both versions of the weapon, so you have to be careful with the formas you apply. Other than the stance, which is gonna be just unique to your melee weapon, and of course if you unlock the arcane slot, it will be unlocked on both versions of the weapon. For the unique trait, this weapon has a very unique synergy between both forms because in primary form, whenever you perform headshots, you gain 250% more melee damage for the next 2 attacks on your melee form, and this stacks up to 16 times, which means you can have up to 32 empowered melee attacks. While whenever you perform a melee kill, you gain 100% rifle ammo efficiency for your next 4 shots up to 16 times, which means you can have up to 64 free shots on your primary form. And what this means is that this weapon will perform at its best whenever you are both using the primary and the melee form. Another unique thing about this weapon is its crosshairs, because as you can see they are a bit different. Right now I have the right part highlighted, which is going to be my primary form crosshair, and those 16 little slots are the ones you will fill whenever you actually kill enemies with your melee, which instead has a different crosshair, and you fill those 16 slots by hitting headshots with your primary form. So basically the ones on the left will be charged by your primary fire, while the ones on the right will be charged by your melee kills. It's a little bit annoying to keep track because they are swapped, but it makes sense in the end because you only see the ones you are actually using at that moment. Okay, that's enough rambling. Let's move on to the actual build, which for the primary form is going to be this one with Galvanized Chamber for more multi-shot, Galvanized Aptitude for more status chance, and on kill even more damage, which in this case, for my testing, it's going to be just more additive damage, which means if you're not applying any other statuses, you gain 240% more damage, critical delay for more crit chance, and negative fire rate, which won't be affecting us because of semi-rifle cannonade, which grants us an additional 240% more damage and 1.5 meters of punch through, Vital Sense for more critical damage, Galvanized Scope for more crit chance on headshots, Thermite Rounds for more hit and status chance, and then you have your flex slot that you can use for whatever mod you want, like a faction mode or more, let's say, reload speed, or whatever you prefer. I just went for Hammer Shot because it grants me more crit damage and status chance, which is nice to have on this weapon. As for the Exilus, I do recommend Val Precision or just Stabilizer if you don't have this one, because the negative fire rate won't be affecting us once again because of semi-rifle cannonade, and we just gain 90% less weapon recoil, which is pretty good on this weapon since we do need to hit a lot of headshots. As for the arcane, I suggest going for primary crux, because on weak point we gain a massive amount of status chance. In fact, we can gain up to 300% more status chance, and we also gain 6% ammo efficiency, which for this weapon not that big of a deal because of the fact that we gain rifle ammo efficiency whenever we perform melee kills, but it's just nice to have in general whenever that buff runs out, so you don't have to swap to your melee all the time. As for the melee version of the weapon, I am using this build. with the new stance Harrowing Spire, which is gonna be a nightmare to grind for because it just has a 1% chance to drop from the containers in the Sandia, so you better bring a Zaku or someone to break all containers in every room, because otherwise you have very low chances of getting this mod, which really sucks, and it's kind of annoying, but you'll get it eventually. Dreamer's Wrath for the Tenokai attack and also more crit damage on those Tenokai attacks. Condition Overload for more melee damage per status type. Galvanized Elementalist for more status damage and on a melee kill more status chance. Quickening for more attack speed and more combo count chance. Prime Breach for more range, Blood Rush for more crit chance per combo multiplier, Galvanized Steel for more critical chance, and on a melee kill more critical damage, stacking up to 4 times, which means we can get up to 120% critical damage, Whipping Wounds for 40% status chance per combo multiplier, and a Volcanic Edge for more hit and status chance. As for the Arcane, I have tried with Influence, but this is the first weapon I have tried in a while that doesn't really make a great use of this Arcane, so I instead went for Melee Afflictions, which if you do have a rank 5 is actually pretty good, but at rank 3 is still a solid choice. This way, whenever an enemy is affected by status chance, it gains an additional 6 whenever we do in fact knock them down, and we can easily do that with one of the combos, which is the forward block combo, which has a slam attack on the third attack, I think it is, and that way we can apply 6 more statuses of, for example, hit or slash, which are both pretty good. So at the end, we now have on the primary form 120% crit chance and a 9x crit damage multiplier, which is completely insane. And on the melee form, we have 84% crit chance with a 3.2x. Not too bad, but this also will be going up quite a lot whenever we factor in the Galvanized Steel buff. And we can also have a pet, any pet that is using Tenacious Bone, which grants us an additional 1.2 crit damage multiplier. And that's pretty much the builds, so let's now see them in action. Alright, I had to change my Warframe because of the summons that Uriel has, but anyways, let's start with the primary form, which is my favorite of the two, actually, and it deals tremendous amounts of damage, and on headshots you can pretty much kill anything in the game. Usually it will take one, but I don't like waiting for the slashes and need procs, so I just finish them off faster by just shooting more shots. And the damage on this thing, it is a lot of damage. And the sound design, it's, oh my god, it's beautiful. That ping noise is so nice. I'll increase the volume and let you hear that. Yeah, that sound is really satisfying. Okay, now for the melee form, we now have access to that 250% more melee damage bonus because we have been killing enemies with our primary form. But even without that, this weapon is gonna be still pretty good. And I've noticed that it's not just every hit, like if I'm hitting 15 enemies, it just will consume 1 stack. So basically you won't be consuming multiple stacks per multiple enemies, it's just 1 per attack, which is honestly much better. Now, the combo you're going to use is once again the forward hold combo. And this one is the one that will deal the most damage because you will be applying a stupid amount of statuses on all enemies. Pretty much, and yes, it is pretty good. The AoE on the slam is not the biggest, so you might have to aim that a little bit onto like the nearest enemy. There isn't any great way of using it, you just have to get used to it. The actual stance, it's a bit weird, but it is still very good. And you can shoot by doing the block combo. This allows you to shoot on the, I think the first attack or the second one, and it does have like 30 meters of range and stuff. It does deal some good damage on headshots, but I'd rather just use the primary form of the weapon because it's so much easier to just aim down and hit headshots. Let's now try with a Panzer for some viral application, and once again that 1.2x more final crit damage multiplier. And I will also be using a roar buff boosted by Madurai, so quite a lot more damage. And yeah, the primary fire deals funny millions of damage, which is a thing we do like in Warframe. And this means we can pretty much one-shot these guys even without viral, I think. Let's find out. Yep, we can most definitely one-shot them now. Yeah, we reached one-shot territory. As for the melee form, let me just summon some fresh enemies because they're already pretty much gone forever. It is still incredibly strong. Let's use the forward hold, and we're applying way too many statuses for the game to even consider because the enemies just die. Even the hold combo to like shoot the weapon deals very, very good damage, yes. So yeah, this is the only weapon you need in Warframe if you don't care about your secondary weapon. One more little tip for this weapon is that you may use the Dexterity Arcane because it grants you 7.5 more combo duration on your melee form as well. Because if you want to swap between the two forms, you might lose the 12x combo count on your melee. So that's annoying, and yeah, the easy way to fix it is just by using a Dexterity Arcane on your primary form, which is honestly quite easy to do, or on your secondary if you're not going to use that at all in a mission, or if it's just like a primary weapon or whatever, just slap a Dexterity Arcane. You can also have it on your Archgun if you don't really care about your Archgun and secondary weapon, which is pretty cool. And yeah, that is the Vinquibus. This has to be one of the sickest weapons in the game, and it's definitely the most unique one because there is no other weapon like this. Even if you consider Gunblades, they do not have the same functionality as this one, and honestly I do like it more this way. So yeah, great job D. This is a very, very cool weapon, and I can't wait to see your builds in the comments, guys, because I know you probably have something funny as fuck. So yeah, definitely share your builds if you do happen to have one already. And with that, I will now leave you guys to the showcase where I test this weapon for 5 minutes in a Grenadier Steel Pan survival so you can see how it performs in a more realistic scenario. If you enjoyed the video, remember to leave a like, and if you like my content, consider subscribing. I wish you a beautiful rest of the day. I wish you the best of luck in grinding the freaking stance mod for this weapon. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.
I'ma pull up to the club. With tequila in my cup. Pour it till I've had enough. Feel the empty in my heart. I'ma pull up to the club. With tequila in my cup. Pour it till I've had enough. Feel the empty in my heart. Yeah, yeah. I'ma pull up to the club.